fresh visa troubles as well for Indian IT companies. The Indian IT companies have been crying foul, and stiff norms for H-1B visas as well are now being contemplated. So let's chat with Mr. Som Mittal, President at NASSCOM. He joins us on the show. Mr. Mittal, hi, morning. The US is all set to introduce the comprehensive immigration reform this week. I know the fine print is not out yet, but what do you make of it based on the reports coming out in the US?
Well, there is comprehensive immigration reforms that the U.S. has been talking for many years, and, it addresses issues of illegal immigrants and also is touching on high-skilled immigration. So many of the things that are there in the bill, I think, are the right things to do. But we are very apprehensive that there is so much discussion going on what kind of restrictions they should put on particularly the kind of model that we operate, and restrict the availability of visas, increase the salaries, pay higher fees. They have done that in the past, and we are afraid that if what we are hearing is true, it would impact our capability to compete, have a level playing field. And I think it's first going to impact the U.S. economy itself, because what we do is going to is for the U.S. corporations, and if our business model gets disrupted, then U.S. corporations would also be impacted with this.
But Mr. Mittal, this is not for the first time the IT sector is hearing anti-outsourcing noises from U.S. Why has this time around this anti-outsourcing rhetoric is a big problem, and how is this different from last time?
Well, I think this time it's serious because it's not isolated about H-1B visas. This is a comprehensive immigration bill, and that's the worry, that U.S. does need a comprehensive immigration bill. I think both Democrats and Republicans are supporting it. The problem that we have is that they are trying to use this opportunity to slip in things which will be very restrictive for us. Now, if they were putting restrictions all across, it was fine. But what they are planning to do, as we watch here, these are going to be only impacting Indian companies. And as I said, this would impact our business model and our ability to compete on a level playing field. I must say in the same breath that the model that Indian companies use is the same model that international companies use as well. So, all these service providers have a very large base, and they also send people from here to complete projects. The fact of the case is that many of the perceptions that are there in the Congress and in the U.S. are wrong. Currently, the unemployment rate in tech space is less than 2.8%, which is a huge shortage. In fact, the U.S. government and senators are acknowledging the fact there is a shortage of tech resources. So we don't see why they should be putting in restrictions unless they really wanted us not to be able to compete with our counterparts in the U.S.
Are you in talks, Mr. Mittal, with the Indian government on this, and will the government lodge a formal complaint with the U.S. once the bill does become public?
No, I think, this has been a topic which has been in the news for the last several months, and I think Indian government is fully aware of this. Our ambassador is very deeply engaged in ensuring that our viewpoint is is available with the senators and people who are drafting the bill. We have been weighing in with our supporters. We've been working with the chambers and U.S.-India Business Council and many other organizations there. I think we have had discussions at ministerial level here, and I'm sure they're already weighing in, but as soon as the draft of the bill is more visible, I think we'll get more specific about it. But, it is true that this is a trade issue, this is not an immigration issue, and this will be considered by anyone as a restrictive trade practice where they are denying us the opportunity to be competing at equal level in the U.S.
And finally, Mr. Mittal, in the case of the new immigration bill, even corporate America seems to be quite divided. While a few firms may protest, a lot of tech companies such as Facebook have welcomed the bill. How do you think, or how will this affect your chances?
Well, we as NASSCOM and as Indian industry also support pieces of the bill. I think the fact that they are talking about increase in H-1B visas is good. I think the removal of the per country quota is good. There is a suggestion that they will staple a green card to every foreigner who has a graduate degree is good. So I think there are some provisions which are good, and I guess that's what US corporations are going to be supporting. But if any of the provisions are only beneficial to US corporations and harmful to the competitors, then I don't think supporting those clauses are going to help, because India is a big market. All these companies are operating in India. So we are hopeful that the US business would balance this and would be able to see that trade wars do not help anyone, right? Given the fact that this industry is so important to the country, we have almost $78 billion of export, which is 60% is US, and we have a 70% value add. So at a time when current account deficit is increasing, our industry plays a very significant role. So if anything is done to harm our business, then,